Hi dolls, take 4. Okay, so I was like 3 minutes into a video and my daughter walked in and it was really annoying. I can't concentrate if there are people floating around the room. So I have to restart this video. And this video I'm making because of an experience that I had yesterday. But also I wanted to talk more since the beginning about Dr. Lima, but it's kind of early when you're in the healing stages to talk about your doctor. And there's a lot of different things that I've wanted to touch on. One is that, I always hear about the same 3 doctors in the Dominican Republic, which are Cabral, Disla, and Duran, and they do great work. But I chose Dr. Lima because of his work with women who have my body shape. And my expectations were, I don't want to say that they were low, but I just really thought that it wouldn't be a huge, tremendous thing. It's something I've always wanted to do, but I didn't think that, mommy makeover would be, like, life-changing or anything. And, it can be life-changing to a degree, but my point is that, Dr. Lima's skill and his safety record and all those things are the reasons why I picked him. So I didn't pick the Dominican Republic before I picked a doctor. I picked a doctor who happened to be in the Dominican Republic. And at the 3-month mark plus a week now, I can say that I've had experiences with American plastic surgeons since and before. And I'm so glad that I didn't have my surgery here, and I would never get any work done here based on what I've seen and witnessed and been subject to. I've had surgeons charge me money and then write me a prescription to the emergency room, a lot of money. I've had them do really awful, unethical things. And the main thing is that they seem to say, we don't want to do this because of liability. When I was in the Dominican Republic, when I was under Dr. Lima's care, when I was at Janet's house, if anything was even close to awry, no matter what it was, no matter what time it was, somebody, a nurse or a doctor, would help me immediately. And that's not just because I was there under their care in a recovery house. It's because that's what they do. They fix you when you're sick. In a hospital, you get care and then you leave. You don't linger around waiting for specialists to come in and then to decide they don't want to see you. So, universally here, my experience with treatment for cosmetic surgery, aside from one particular practice, which is not plastic surgery, has been abysmal, and I'm so glad that my surgeon was Dr. Lima. And like I was saying, I've never had a body that, I've always had a big butt, and that's become more fashionable lately. But I never really knew it until I was like 27, so it really isn't something that's affected my life at all. Like when I was younger, I had my first child when I was 21, so I missed out on a lot of like the club going stuff. Not that I probably would have done that, but I've never been the type of person who everybody's like, oh my god, look at her body. So adjusting to having a different body now, it's just something I never would have thought it was this way. So I wanted to talk about Dr. Lima and his skills because everybody's results are different. Everybody has a different experience, and like, I don't want to say that my expectations are low, because they certainly weren't low, but I was like, maybe if I go through with this, I'll be able to wear jeans, and maybe even a bikini. Like, that's where I was going with it, and I kind of wanted to have a more shapely form, but mainly it was because I had had 2 C-sections, and I wanted to change parts of my body closer to what they were like before I had kids. So, that's not what happened, and I'm sorry I keep coughing. Bad bitch contest, first place. So, I have a story and a half to tell that kind of speak to Dr. Lima's work, and it's about, these are the kind of stories that I apologize in advance for the nature of the story, because it sounds like a horrible story to tell, but I feel like it's a credit to Dr. Lima, so that's why I have to share it. Now, Dr. Lima, I want to say, first of all, people who have no skin in the game, who aren't trying to sell plastic surgery services here, have been blown away by the quality of my scars and the work that's been done. They think that everything looks perfect. They think that, I've had doctors say that they've never seen a technique like this and it's amazing, like for various parts of my body. So, there's that. If it's a plastic surgeon, they're universally going to act like you're going to die. And sometimes people who just are kind of adjacent to that act like you're going to die. So I had been seeing a doctor for follow-up care for a while, and it was going great, it was going great, it was going great, and then he went on vacation. And there was a fill-in nurse practitioner, and she immediately saw me, even though it was 3 months after the fact, and tried to send me to the emergency room. And I was like, look, I'm not going there. there's nothing emergent here. The symptom that you're talking about started 11 days ago, and it's probably nothing. So I'm just going to wait for my doctor to get back. And she got really upset. I mean, it was like she almost wanted to detain me, but there was no emergency. The only emergency in her mind was that I had gone to the Dominican Republic. So anyway, in the beginning, when I was first making videos, when I came back, I was really happy, but it was also early, so I didn't really know what my body was going to settle like. I didn't know, you know, if, a lot of times people have problems, whatever. I didn't suspect that I would have a problem, but at the same time, I was still healing. I still had a little of swelling. I still was, you know, struggling with fajas, and, you know, I still wear my faja every day. I'm wearing it right now. I was wearing it yesterday. So I will cut to the chase of this story, because we're already 5 minutes in. So yesterday night, my daughter was with her dad on her birthday, so we went to the Cheesecake Factory, which was her choice, at the mall. It was 5 o'clock, and I was like, yes, we can go, but I don't want to be stuck there all night, because I know that they'll have like 2 or 3 hour waits, so we have to get there by 5. And it was 5:03, and we parked, and she saw some of her friends sitting outside. So she started to run across the parking lot, and I walked out with my husband, who was standing next to me, and we started to walk towards the mall, and this girl came in like out of nowhere. It was really strange. So she was like young. She must have been like 22 or 23. And she was like, excuse me. And I was like, oh my God, this is a mall parking lot. I don't know what this person wants from me. And I was like a little bit nervous. But then she ran up to me and she's like, I just have to tell you. And I put on the outfit that I was wearing just so I could show you, because this is, I got this from Poshmark. It was like $7. And I'm wearing $20 Fashion Nova jeans. And the earrings, I think, were $1. Anyway, so she runs up to me and she's like, yeah, I just have to tell you, you have the most amazing body I've ever seen in my whole entire life. Now, I was like taken aback, because not only did I think that when people complimented the way I looked after surgery, that they were complimenting a personal best for me. Like, you look good for you. Like, that's what I was hearing. Like, you know, you kind of have had this issue and that issue your whole life, and now you look good for you. That's what I heard. So this stranger, this young girl, comes up and, you know, she was wearing like a midriff, like blousey type thing that was leopard, and she's very tan, and she was very pretty, but I was just so surprised, because like I'm like this older woman, and she's like, whatever you're doing, I just think I want you, I don't even, she was just like, she didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to say. It was really strange. So I was like, thank you. I actually went to the Dominican Republic, and I had a really good surgeon. She's like, I never would have noticed. You don't look like you had surgery at all. Your body is just like perfect. And this was just so surprising to me, because I've always been, like in high school I got made fun of a lot, but I've always just been a regular person. Like, I never had like a body that was like noticeable. And I thanked her, and you know, my husband was like, oh yeah, you know, she's very honest to the girl about me, because she was surprised I was mentioning my surgery. But I also feel like, you know, I don't want to hoard Dr. Lima to myself. I think that everybody should have the opportunity to see him. Now, I don't know if any of the other doctors that I mentioned earlier would have seen me. A lot of them don't see plus-size women. And, you know, I mentioned before that I didn't want to be thin, and that's okay. And, you know, as a side point, I'm seeing so many dolls talking about phentermine, and that stuff could kill you. You know, it's not going to do anything for you. A diet can't, and it doesn't have superpowers. It's not worth the risk. I don't want you guys, you know, surgery is dramatic enough. And unless, you know, your goal is to be super, super, super skinny, your surgeon could do a lot. And I'm not saying leave all the work to your surgeon, but what I'm saying is you don't want to go into surgery with a weakened heart. That's not a good idea, and I'm not a person who's anti-risk taking, obviously. I went to another country for surgery. So I see those posts, and I just kind of get, like, nervous. And I was going to stand up and show you what I was wearing. So I was going to wear a Fashion Nova sweater. It was off the shoulder, but I didn't feel like pulling on it all night, so I just grabbed this off the stairs because it had just been washed, and I threw it on with these jeans, and this is what I'm wearing, and this is what the girl stopped me over. So it's just like a pink sweatshirt and Fashion Nova jeans, and this is just an everyday, you know, secondhand shirt outfit with inexpensive jeans. And that's how they look from the side and the back, and my earrings caught my hair. I'll turn around again, arms up. I'm still wearing my faja, so, you know, I don't think that I have a run across the parking lot body, but I am always amazed at what Dr. Lima did, just the comprehensiveness of the work that he did on me versus what I see American surgeons. I'm not knocking any pictures that I see or any work that I see done, but when I see pictures in groups, you know, I see 2 jobs. If it's a mommy makeover, I see a breast augmentation or lift or whatever the case is, and I see a tummy tuck. I don't see the kind of 360 shaping that I got, and, you know, people definitely look like they had, you know, it's an improvement, but if that was the improvement I got, I would have felt disappointed, because Dr. Lima really gave me a new but natural shape. And a second part to that story is, I've mentioned before that I'm married to a guy who lives in the United Kingdom. He's visiting right now, but he has to go back because, you know, we're doing the immigration thing. So I went to pick him up at the airport, and before I went to pick him up at the airport, I got my hair done. And as an aside, this is kind of funny because before I went for my surgery, the girl who does my hair, Ashley, she's amazing. She was doing my hair, and a girl was there, and she was saying that we were talking about me going to the Dominican Republic, and the girl was like, well, what are you going to do with, like, one of those bodies? And I was like, I'm not going to walk around, like, in a gold bikini, so I don't really know that having, like, a really kind of, like, having a Dominican-style body, because they were kind of thinking more like Cabral, like, style, that, and I didn't think that I would have any kind of, you know, noticeable body. But I was like, yeah, I don't think that I'm going to be wearing, you know, stuff that's going to, I don't think anybody's going to notice, basically, was what I said before the fact. So Ashley did my hair on the day I picked him up, and I knew that it was going to be close, because it takes a few hours to do my hair. I got there at the earliest appointment, and his plane came in at 3, so I packed a bag of shoes and a dress, and I put them on, and I walked out of the bathroom, and everybody's like, is that what you're wearing? And I was like, yeah, it's a Fashion Nova dress. I'll link it in the comments. And they were like, you look good, but I think there was obviously something going on. Now, there was no full-length mirror. So I got in the car, I drove to JFK, I was super nervous. We got in at the same time. Like, he walked out, I was getting in. So I was really anxious about missing him, and I started getting stuff out of the car, I found a spot, and the first thing I noticed is that the parking lot attendant was standing, well, not the parking lot attendant, like some guy in the parking lot doing stuff at JFK. He was just standing by my car, and I was like, oh, okay, he's cleaning up. It was like 10 minutes he's standing by my car, and I was like, I wonder why he's standing there. And then I walked by, and he's like, you look good. And then I, like, passed him, and he's like, and from the back, too. And I was like, thank you. I didn't think anything of it. He was just a guy. I thought he might be bored. He might just be, like, hanging out in the area parking lot. So then I go to cross at JFK, and as you know, there's 2 roads, and everybody started beeping at me. And I was like, why are they beeping at me? It's just a dress. Like, it's just an off-the-shoulder ruche dress. It's not anything special. And I'm, like, not... You know, I didn't think that I looked any... I could wear the dress or show a picture of the dress. I could link a picture in the comments. But anyway, everybody was beeping. So then I kind of started walking through the airport, and people were looking at me. And then I found my husband, and he was like, you look good, but it looks like you're not wearing anything. And I was like, what do you mean? This is a 2-layer dress. It's not just 1 layer. It's got 2 layers. It has a thick layer and a thin layer. And he was like, it looks like you're wearing your pants, which is underwear in England. And I was like, no, it's just it's knee length. It's just dress. It's not anything. And I was perplexed. And then we had to stop and get gas. And the same thing happened. We were at the corner of the Belt Parkway and Farmers Boulevard, and everybody was like beeping at me. So I guess it looked like I was wearing a sheer dress with nothing under it. But I was amazed at the amount of attention that my body, which in all the decades that I've been alive, nobody has ever noticed, had suddenly been getting all this attention. And it's not because of the dress or because of the way I was walking in the parking lot or whatever the case is. It's because of Dr. Lima's skill, and I think that, you know, I probably lucked in, as my husband would say. He's like, it's not lucked out means you're out of luck, whatever. I probably had, you know, there was an amount of luck at play, because I wasn't, you know, ever thin. I wasn't thin going in, and I'm not thin now, but, maybe 10% luck, 90% Dr. Lima's skill, and I just don't want girls to sleep on him because he's so amazing. I don't remember feeling, I mean, you can go back and fact check my videos, I don't remember feeling an ounce of pain, you know, during the procedure, at the times when I was conscious, or afterwards. I remember feeling fear, and that was a big thing. I would ask for painkillers a lot because I was afraid that pain would hit, but as far as pain goes, I don't ever remember. I know there was a Monday morning I tried to do some work, and I just wasn't ready to be sitting up at a computer, and I think I cried a little bit, but I think that's the extent of the pain that I felt. And we didn't even have Percocet or anything like that over there. I don't know what we had, but it was not anything major. Which, again, is not, at the end of the whole situation, I didn't have any of the complications of the opiate use post-operation, and, you know, it worked out fine, so that was no problem, and we've touched on that before. You know, I was comfortable. I would do it again in a heartbeat. You know, the recovery is the recovery, but it's always the recovery. It's the same procedure whether you have it in the United States or you have it in the Dominican Republic. I'm still wearing my faja, so, you know, I just really felt like it was important to share that this person, me, who's, you know, never been complimented on my body before in my life. I've never had that happen. All of a sudden, you know, in the time that my husband's been here, which is like 2 weeks, I've been pulled over, I've been beeped at, I've been honked at, I've had people, you know, stop me in the parking lot, and that's not, you know, the way I'm dressing or anything. This is an old sweatshirt that I got from somebody else and a pair of inexpensive jeans. It's Dr. Lima's skill, and, you know, he's such an amazing doctor and such an amazing surgeon, and I feel bad for everybody who, you know, who might be afraid to go see him because he's in another country. I've just seen so many pictures, and in the surgery community see them, and I just can't imagine how, I feel like I'm so lucky that I found the best doctor for me, and in many ways what I would say is probably the best doctor. If I had to recommend somebody, like, I wouldn't say go to X doctor if you're not plus size or blah blah blah. I think a lot of people tend to associate him with working on bigger dolls, but that's not, you know, by far and away. He's an extremely skilled surgeon, and he took what was a pretty basic, you know, nondescript body, and he really, I'll stand up again, but he really gave me a noticeable shape. Now I wear dresses. I went to a wedding a few weeks ago, and my family, who's known me my whole life, was just like, I can't believe you look like that. And, you know, I look like myself. I do look like myself. He didn't make me look like a different person, but it's like he drew curves on me. It's just, it's kind of amazing. So I'll show you again just in case you need a refresher. So yeah, this is just a secondhand shirt and Fashion Nova jeans that also are a bit too big, but you're going to have this period post-surgery where you are afraid to order sizes down because you're used to, like, if I go to the back, they gap like a whole lot. And this is the back of the jeans. These are Tammy booty lifting jeans, but they're actually wax brand jeans or something. So anyway, super long video, went on forever, but I'm really sorry about the coughing, but I just wanted to share my experience. You know, it's 3 months later, and I thought that, you know, at this point I might be healed and I might be wearing jeans, and that's the end of what I thought. I didn't think anything else. And as it stands, I can wear so much more now. Like, I used to have to, 90% of clothes were off limits for me because I had to dress around what I could wear versus, not that, okay, let me back up. I think anybody can wear anything, but I felt uncomfortable if I wore short shirts that were too short because I have to pull them up. I felt uncomfortable with stuff that was tight around my midriff area because just the issues I had after I had kids. And actually before I had kids, I still had some of the issues. So, you know, now I can, now the only, like, there are so many non-considerations. I can basically wear whatever I want, which is something that's never happened to me in my life. The first time I realized that I couldn't wear a bikini, I was 5 years old. So Dr. Lima changed my life, which I wasn't expecting. I mean, I expected that this would be great, and I really trusted his work, but I didn't expect it would be that great. So the point of this video is that I really wanted to give props to my surgeon because he, he's not one of the doctors that gets talked about a lot, and my experience was so seamless, and the care that I got was so seamless, and, you know, when I came back and I had the issue with my drain, that was not a problem with the service I had there. It was a problem with American doctors who, for one reason or another, had never seen a surgical drain, even though they're not outdated equipment, or that was, you know, and then they kind of tried to frame it as a complication, which it wasn't. It was just a piece, it was a tube that broke. So anyway, everything turned out fine, but I just wanted to say that Dr. Lima is just so amazing, and what happened after my surgery, it's just, it's like, I never expected this, and I can't believe that I can wear the things that I can wear now, and I'm going to go take this off because I just wanted to show you guys the outfit and how boring it was. But, yeah, so don't sleep on Dr. Lima. He's a fantastic doctor, especially if you're curvy. He really is good if you want pinup curves, which is what I was going for. And nobody can tell that I had work done. Even when I was in medical environments, you know, they wouldn't notice until they saw the healing scars that this area or that area had been operated on. So he kind of made it look like my body was born in this improbably curvy way, but that's great. So, you know, definitely consider Dr. Lima. Janet is always there. You know, she was the first person I told about this morning because she knows the area. She has family in New York, and she knows Long Island, and so she must have known where I was at the mall. But, you know, I see dolls who are like, oh, what happens with the driver and what happens with this and what happens with that? I'm like, I just had to talk to one person and she arranged everything. So for me, that was another plus. It's a minor side thing. You know, if I had to go to a different recovery house and have a different driver to get these results, that would have been fine. But not having to plan and coordinate my trip was just amazing. So I just wanted to thank Dr. Lima in this video because I really wasn't expecting my life to change so much. And Janet too, she's really very supportive, and she's kind of the bedrock of the whole, you know, of Lima's entire practice. She's everything for, you know, taking care of the dolls after the surgery and before their surgery, and making sure that they do the things they're supposed to do, and making sure that they don't walk around and get their drain caught on stuff, which was what I was doing. So yeah, that's, this was unexpected, and it's a very long video. I've gone on for a long time, but I'm just really shocked. I mean, I post pictures to Facebook a lot, and that's because part of it is me cataloging my journey, and part of it is because I'm still shocked. It's like, are they going to repossess my body? Like, do I get to keep it? Because, it's amazing to be able to wear the stuff that I want to wear whenever I want to, and to be able to buy stuff. And this has gone on so long, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, but I just wanted to say, you know, now that I have a full, complete kind of, okay, my body is healed and this is what it looks like thing, I can't believe it every single day. It's like a new surprise. It's just really crazy. So thank you, Dr. Lima, and thank you, Janet, and thank everybody for watching. And if you have any questions specifically about my experience, or about Dr. Lima, or about Janet, or about the recovery house, or about the driver, Carlos, who's awesome, you know, just get in touch in the comments, and I will try, or tweet me at Kim Capria, and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. And thank you for watching.